just think you can flap your yap. No cap, yo, we looking at the facts and stats. Second city gritty to across the map. Put your cleats on your feet while we run some laps. Buckle up your seat while we have some chats. Who the GOAT on the court, pictures and running backs. Plug in your jacks and you're whipping your phone. Shalom, let's get it on, just a set in the tone.
Welcome everyone to the Setting the Tone podcast. We got the Bear Down edition here. Me and my man, Big Boss Earl. What's going on with you, man?
Man, what's up, fam?
Once
again, it's on.
Once again, it's on. Like it's never been gone. Hey, good week, man. We could come to the podcast with a win under our belt. Bears 13, Bears 16, Panthers 13.
Yes, sir. And the smile is legit. It ain't one of those crooked smiles where we smile because we can't believe how we lost.
Man, what you said is a real deal smile, folks.
Right.
Hey, we back, man. We back
man,
up.
It's you just got to take a long sigh when you're looking at the final seconds. You're like, come on, it's just a long breath of sigh.
Fact.
When it's over.
Like, let's go ahead and get this clock ran out and go home with this victory.
Because they tried to give it away. They tried.
Hey, man, they started getting real conservative too, didn't they?
Man, and you sitting there running the ball the way we did, man. We don't discuss the sports bets, but my nephew got me doing some of them, and it's called Six Pack or whatever. But anyway, I had a combo wager where the running backs from both prospective teams, they wager on how many yards they're gonna get together, right? Yeah. So I think his name is Hubbard, and Foreman was supposed to get 104. Well, 103.5. Do you know these marks got 103? Lost me my wager by 0.5 yards, bro.
I had a sports bet out there myself. It was a parlay. It was 6 legs. I got all 5. I got 5 legs. One leg was the receiver from the Panthers. He needed 5 more yards. He couldn't get that for me.
Oh my God!
And it was a nice little piece of change too.
Mine were decent. Out of the 5, I wound up getting 3 because I took 2 that were related to the NBA, and Capella for the Hawks, man. Every time he get me, man. He needed 9.5 points. You know this man got 6 points, and the starting center for Orlando didn't even play. That's why I even took the doggone way.
Right. You seem like a for sure thing. That's the ones that get you, man. Those are the ones that get you.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey, so like looking at that game yesterday.
Okay.
What were some of the positives that you can take from that game? Even though we're playing a team that was 1-7
at the time.
1-7 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Can we take any positive? And if so, what positives would you take from that?
The pressure, it wasn't consistent. Let me start off by saying that it wasn't nearly as consistent as it need to be, but the pressure that we got at key moments, sack by Green, the pressure by Sweats. I think that was something to look forward to once these guys gel. As I alluded to last week, I think about time we get past this the bye, I think that as long as we can stay healthy, of course, I think the defensive line is going to be cooking by then. And I think it's going to be. We held them to 43 yards rushing. We already 5th in the league at that anyway, so that's a plus. And then we may have to get rid of the ball a few times. We had to get rid of the ball real quick, and that's promising.
Yeah, and I saw where Sweat had 8 pressures on the quarterback yesterday, so that's pretty good coming in. They're saying that's the most the Bears pass rusher had since 2020, week 13 of 2020. Robert Quinn.
Yeah, that was Khalil.
Robert Quinn.
Yeah. Due to Khalil on the other side.
Yeah, due to Khalil. For sure. It's a long time. Shit, 2020.
Yeah, it is. It is, man.
Oh, Sweat is already paying dividends for sure.
Man, it's I think just the pressures alone speaks to why they grabbed him. I think instead of chasing, when I say that, Chase, that injury bug seemed to have been nipping at him a lot these last few years. So I still think we made the smarter choice, if not the better choice.
For sure. It was definitely a smarter choice. Had Chase been like, didn't have those injuries on his record and that history, that probably would have been a better choice. But because of that, you had to go with Sweat. He's consistently playing and consistently good. So you got to go.
And again, as we talked about last week, the availability part of it makes it a smarter, a smarter move than the Chase would have been.
Facts. And staying on the defensive side of the ball, that boy Kyler Gordon was balling yesterday, man.
Man, him and Brisker, man. And Brisker, man, I can see why he's always nicked up, man. That man laid some wood, man.
Don't he? They both.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. I'm scared for him, but I love his aggression.
Yeah, for sure. Brisker and Gordon will put some hits on you. I love that.
Yeah. So, and I hate to say it, I think the only issue we got back there is Ejak. And I hate to say it because I loved him coming out of Alabama. He was solid the first 3 years. And man,
the injuries caught up with him.
The direction he's going is not good.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
He might be a casualty next offseason.
I think if he stays, which I don't see it happening, it'll be in that veteran role, the leader, of that group. He'll still play a key part, and I don't think he'll be the starter. And I think that's the reason why he's going to want to leave, because right now I think the guys behind him doing a better job.
Yeah, and he could still be a solid contributor. He just can't be. He's just not going to be what we used to having him being. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, but what tends to happen when you're, a secondary player like him, and he gets bumped back. Some of his time going to be committed to special team, perhaps, if he's not their starter. I don't think he's gonna like that. He already ain't the biggest hitter out there.
Facts. That's already known on him, right?
That's what I'm saying. He may allude to go ahead and take a position with another organization.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but Kyler Gordon had 7 total tackles.
Yeah.
6 defensive stops by himself. So he got 6 solos. He was targeted 9 times, but only 5 completions for a total of 26 yards receiving. Hey, we played some defense, man. I know the young quarterback Bryce Young over there, he's been having some trouble. He don't really have a whole lot of weapons. Adam Thielen, and then he got some guys.
Right.
But it don't matter. Any given Sunday, man, somebody can get you. And
you know what? You can see the growth, and you can tell that it's not him. He needs better weapons. I'm not going to speak on the system because I don't know too much about it, but from what I saw last night, his progressions, he's calm like it, his record is in reverse. He act like they 7-1 and not 1-7 when he's playing out there. So I love that about him. Yeah. But I think a combination of him still being a rookie, learning the system, and our defense gradually getting better every week played a part. And like I said, I believe we held him to 43 yards rushing, if I'm not mistaken, and 3 sacks. That's a good sign. I believe it was 3 sacks, right? 1, 2, 3 sacks. So that's a good sign. I think the combination, like I said, him being a rookie and our defense gradually coming along every week, that played a big part in his struggles. Yeah. 8 pressure Jeffrey Sweats alone, You know what I mean? Not to mention, Green woke up last night, man. I forgot Green was on the table.
Somebody to tap him on the shoulder. Hey, man, wake up.
Right. I do. I am an NFL player. Yeah, okay.
Ooh-wee. So, yeah, we kept a running game in check. They only carried the ball 16 times because they knew we wasn't gonna let them get shit. So, kept check pretty much, and we control the clock. So that's really the beauty of it. When we can run the ball effectively like that behind Foreman, man, we can control the clock. And I thought there was a good game plan. Run the ball, to control the clock, and we know we can run on that team. Mm-hmm. Only thing that I saw on the offensive end was a couple things, but the most important thing I saw on the offensive end was Bagent wasn't looking down the field. He was always looking for the check down. And there
Yeah.
was a few plays that he left on the field where we could have gotten more yards or more points. You know,
Right.
had it been a better team, we would have probably needed those. You know,
Yeah.
it didn't hurt us, so I'll take the win. But we got to look for those plays more often because the game plan was good. We just got to take the down the field plays as well.
Yeah. I think he's in his own head about those downfield throws. I think he's probably watching the sports talk shows too much and seeing the negative feedback from what his struggles. I think it would serve him better just to shut out the outside world and just stay in that playbook and that film study.
For sure. I think he kind of gun shy from those 3 interceptions from last game.
Yeah. So I knew that his passing yardage wasn't going to be anywhere close to 200. That was another wager that I took last night, that he wouldn't be total of 240 yards total yards. I took that wager, and I knew it. That anybody that throws 3 picks in one game is going to be snake bit, and that goes for anybody. Even Tom Brady, he may not stop throwing it, but his read's going to be a little bit more deliberate. His reaction is going to be a tad bit slower to make sure he's getting the correct reads before he throw it. So yeah, I saw it coming. I think anybody who's got any kind of knowledge about football seen that coming. He wasn't going to throw that ball that much. It was going to be safe throws, the ones he did throw.
Definitely the safe throws. And he managed the game. He managed not to throw it away. He managed the game. He did, like you said, he didn't make those, mistakes downfield, and he got the ball to his, running backs and his tight end and stuff like that, and short routes to the receivers. So he managed the game well. We managed the clock well, and the defense did their part to even let's not even put this in jeopardy. Only gave up 1 touchdown.
Yes.
And the special teams gave up that 1 touchdown, right?
Right.
Okay.
So the defense didn't give up a touchdown at all last night.
Defense didn't give up
special
teams gave up that 1 touchdown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
And that was surprised. I hadn't seen that. I hadn't seen any issues with the special teams. I don't know about you, but I hadn't seen that said that was coming.
Special teams been rock solid all season. I thought, we do pretty good on coverage.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Somebody blew something, or I don't know. Somebody blew an assignment. Had to be.
Had to.
But whoever he was, he became noticed last night, because once he got to the middle of that pack, and I'm seeing guys in a full-out sprint, and I see him look like he walking on air, pulling away from people. Whoever that is got some wheels.
I saw him pull away from that last line of defense, and I was like, yeah, it's over.
right around that 50, a little bit after the 50, I'm looking at him gliding, looking like Gale Sayers, man.
Yeah, he got.
I see the defenders slowly starting to fall back
out of the frame. Where they at? Facts.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be a big confidence boost. I'm sure Eberflus, or Flus as they like to call him, punctuated on that in the locker room after the game. If he wasn't, he missed a golden opportunity to get his team all in again. Because the record like ours, doubt starts to seep in, and that defensive game where they didn't give up a touchdown is a good speaking point, good foundation to build. Keep that team level-headed. Justifies the move we made with Sweats a little bit, by not giving up an offensive touchdown. I think it was awesome, and it's an awesome building point.
Facts, man. So I would give Flus props not for his press conferences, because they're terrible, but I give him props for his defensive play calling and getting those guys prepared. Because since he's taken over the play calling, other than the first game, every game after that he's taken over the play calling, we've gradually gotten better on defense, man. Seems like we're rolling. We're healthy in the backfield, with the defensive backs. The front is solid. Now we get pressure. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give him props on the play calling that game yesterday, for sure.
Right.
On the offensive side of the ball, I thought the run blocking was very solid. The pass blocking was good. There was a few plays, I don't know if you saw, where their defensive tackle blew us up on a few plays. He was all over us, man. I was like, damn. And the quarterback was throwing short, quick passes, but he he was blowing up Tevin Jenkins. He was blowing up Darnell Wright on that on our right side. I forget his name, Brown. His last name, Brown, but he was.
I don't recall his name. I know a couple of the times you're talking about. It was more. What I saw was more so during a rotation. Okay. They brought a fresh body in, and it's like a third down or a couple multiple drive or plays into the drive where our linemen out there constantly, but they
rotate
constantly bringing in fresh legs.
The number 95, his last name was Brown. He definitely made us pay on the passing plays. And I was surprised Tevin Jenkins was getting blown up like that because Tevin's a dog. I was like, no.
Yeah. And that speaks to how good that guy is too, because Tevin ain't no bum. Especially when it comes to holding his own. He's got the perfect lineman attitude. Him, Darnell Wright. Yeah. I love that attitude, man. That's why I think they need to be on the same side of the line.
I was gonna say, are they gonna keep him on the same side when Nate Davis get back, or are they gonna move Tevin back to the left side? That's gonna be something to find, see.
The one thing I noticed when Nate Davis is playing, our running game is a little bit smoother.
Yeah, he's a great run blocker for sure.
Ain't too much of that dancing behind the line trying to find a hole. You can pretty much run where the play is supposed to be from the get-go instead of having to cut back or press the line one way and fall back the other way. So, and if it was me, wherever he feels comfortable, where Nate going? I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? Because we can always, whatever side of the line he on, automatically gonna be the strong side of the line. Right. Whether he on the side with Darnell or whether he on the side with Tevin, that side of the line on any combination with Nate is gonna be the better side of the line.
Yeah. I think what's his name? Tevin can fit either side. I don't think Tevin will give him any pushback because when Tevin was on the left side with Braxton Jones, Tevin was a dog over there. So I don't see that being an issue. But like you said, that combination of Tevin and Darnell Wright is
the attitude, man.
The nastiness, for sure.
Yeah, I think it would give anybody fit. And then you go over there and you get a tight end on that side and just have him chip every now and again. That's going to put whoever, I'm talking, even the great pass rushers will have an issue with Darnell Wright and Tevin on their side together. You're going to have to fight to get there. And then you add a fullback coming out chipping or a tight end chipping before he go out on his route. That's even better.
Cole Kmet did a good job on that. I can't remember. It was one play where he chipped and they bit it. And then he pulled out and it was a wide open pass to him, right? And then he went to the sideline for sure. And that's a big boy, 6'6", whatever his weight he is.
Right.
Big boy.
Yeah. Cole Kmet is big, man. I think, and I hope that they don't get rid of him or let him leave. But in a system, like if he was over there with Pat, Cole Kmet over there with Pat Mahomes, man, please. That man he talked about in a whole different light.
Yeah. He's got an extension, so he's locked in.
Yeah. But them trade baits when you need it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, they better cut
contracts don't. Only thing contracts do today, only thing they guarantee is the money.
Guaranteed contract.
You can get moved at any time.
That is true. And I mess with Cole Kmet, bring him a good young tight end to back him up just in case he has an injury or whatever. That's it.
And that's the only thing you can really say. If I had to nitpick availability at times, maybe, but again, you put him on the Miamis and the Cincinnatis or the Dallases and the Phillies, and you got to add a dimension to that offense that you would kill for. You know what I'm saying? That guy good, man. He's good. And one thing that Notre Dame churns out are excellent tight ends. And you don't say all receivers because when you got Chase.
That boy.
I didn't mean to say that, man. But yeah, that's the first thing.
Can't get right. That's his name. Can't get right.
Right. But you got, Tim Brown. Derek Brown was a tight end. Tim Brown, everybody knows Tim Brown is. Derek Brown was played with him. Ricky Waters, they churn out some decent players, and they usually do good in the NFL. Usually. And again, that's thanks to the guy chasing, Chris Zorich and what was the linebacker that got in trouble for getting catfish and Rick Ross wouldn't leave him alone?
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
Teo.
Didn't they have what was the receiver they had back in the day? Rocket Ishmael?
Ismail, yeah. All those at the same time. You know, that's 88. You know, that's my team, you know. But you had Rocket Ismail, you had Ricky Waters, you had Derek Brown, Tim Brown, Jerome Bettis.
I love me some Rocket Ishmael. That boy was cold.
Man, come on now. Come on, man. And then that remember back in the day, in them days, that Notre Dame and Michigan game?
And Notre Dame, being in Chicago, Notre Dame was always on TV for us.
Exactly. So again, that's how they became my favorite college team, you know. But you know, at any given year, you want to see two games: Notre Dame and Navy, Notre Dame and Michigan.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be. That's two of the hottest tickets out there. Or no, wait. Let me say that again. Don't forget USC. The USC game is up there too.
Yeah, USC.
Yeah. I remember when what's his name? Reggie Bush gave Matt Leinart the little tush push to win that game that year. Remember that? We had stopped him on the goal line, and Reggie Bush came from behind, pushed him in. That started the tush push.
That's the beginning of the tush push. Man, Reggie Bush got to be one of the most exciting, electrifying college football players, man. Got to be
in the pros, man.
Yeah, he has some pros in the pros too. He has some great.
Yeah. Rick, you know, he's the closest that I've ever seen when you talk about players that emulate Barry's style. Closest I've ever seen. By no means am I saying him, but he's the closest since Barry that I've seen emulate his style.
Okay, I never thought about. I always looked when I saw old tapes of old plays of Gale Sayers, Reggie Bush.
Yeah. You know what? I never thought about that. That's a fair comparison right there, man. I ain't never thought about that. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that.
So what I was gonna say here. DJ Moore, man, he had an attitude yesterday. I saw it. Did you see it?
Yeah. I mean, he had two OPIs, didn't he?
He has, man, I don't know, but he was mad because they wasn't throwing him the ball. When they threw him, they wasn't throwing him open.
Yeah. You know, for that game, he was really hoping that he had Fields back for that game because Fields and him been talking. You know, Fields and him been talking about this game since they was working out down south.
Facts,
you know that. But you know, he got to remember Carolina knew that what you wanted to do too. You know, y'all had two players that they were focusing on that came, you know, Foreman and DJ Moore. They were not trying to let them be the focal point of if they had to lose, they didn't want them two to be the reason. Right. So you can't be too mad.
Yeah.
And then he had those two offensive pass interference, I believe.
I know he had one for sure. Did he have two?
I think he had two, man.
Oh,
I think he had two.
I remember him arguing one of them really well. Yeah, like damn, he was going off. But no, I saw in this one play, man, where they threw the ball to him, it was just out of bounds, whatever. And he was just looking like, I can't believe he just threw that junk over there, man. Like, throw me open.
Yeah, he definitely was not happy.
He definitely plays better with Justin Fields under center. He just have a better
connection. Well, Justin can get the ball downfield. He's a better deep thrower.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I mean, in my opinion, Justin Fields better deep thrower than if you go with all starting quarterbacks on all 32 teams or whatever.
He's one of the best.
He's above. He's more than the middle of the pack when it comes to accuracy and deep throws.
Yeah, because there was a stat.
You know, to me, it's still. What's that?
Now, there was a stat, I believe it was last season, where they showed him his deep throws, completions, and he was one of the best players. He was in the top 3, I believe, as far as deep throw completions. He was up there.
Yeah, he just didn't have enough for people's taste buds. That's all that was. But yeah, when you look back at it, man, and even at Ohio State, man, his deep ball was nice, man. You know, you remember because him and Trevor Lawrence, been connected at the hip. They're both from Ohio.
Yeah.
So they've been connected from the hip since high school.
Since they were high school kids, yeah.
Right. So you remember they had him in that flag league. Was it flag league or tag, whatever it was?
Some league where they had they went through all of this these workouts or whatever, and
it was a championship for that, and Fields outplayed him for that too. You can see his accuracy and pinpoint and deep throws in that series that they had on TV as well. So it ain't a point of if he can throw. We know he can sling it. We know he can get it down the field. He's got to get to the point where he's not in his own head. Like that was my whole thing with it when we first started talking about it. He's in his own head too much. I think he's out to prove that I can rush for 1,300 yards, but I also can throw, for 3,000 yards. And I think sometimes that slows his progression down. I think because I've seen where Cole Kmet or Khalil Hibbert, not so much Khalil Hibbert because he ain't the best backfield catcher, but I've seen Cole Kmet and check downs that he's ignored trying to get a bigger play downfield. And I think that's because he's trying to show the world that, I know I could do this with my legs, but let me show you what I can do with my arms as well.
Yeah, he's got to definitely have a better balance for sure. I don't want him to look for the home run all the time, and I don't want him to look for the underneath all the time. I just need him to have a balance where he can keep the defense on their toes, and he can move his feet as well and keep the defense on their toes. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit back there like a statue. Roll out, throw the deep ball and throw the underneath stuff. Just don't look for the home runs all the time for sure.
Yeah, I think that's important, man. You got to just go for it. I think if you take what's there, I think that's the cleanest, easiest way to say it. If you take what's there, what you're trying to accomplish is going to come to you, because with those underneath throws, taking the underneath throws and letting them yak yardage, you're going to start hearing the defensive coordinator and all his assistants start, hey man, we gotta tighten up, and that's what's going to get that second move or that double move downfield open.
Right.
You got to stay within, and that's what made Tom so great. Tom wouldn't, he wasn't always throwing bombs away. Tom simply took what was there. He had players that can get yards after the catch, and sooner or later, you was either your coach or the fact that that, hey, I'm a man in this league. I got to stand my ground. Something's going to make you come up and make that mistake, and Tom took advantage of it, and that's what he's got to learn to do.
And some of it is on the play calling, because they'll call a deep route, and it's just takes too long to develop. And now he's back there, like what the hell?
Right, and to me that it goes into experience. Getsy down there with Aaron Rodgers all this time, you would think as many bombs as he done hit to Cobb and
Davante Adams and all of them,
Davante Adams, Driver, all those guys that he done had the pleasure of playing with. You would think that the time that you was there with him, you could put that into another quarterback, and it's not translating, which further tells us that Aaron Rodgers made jaw.
Yeah, and we got to take it to account.
Nathan Hackett.
Yeah, Getsy.
He made all those guys, right?
All those guys, yeah.
Getsy.
Because there was a lot. That was out there that whatever they was calling in his helmet, he was calling his own plays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? As long as he was winning, they didn't have a problem with it.
Ain't say nothing to him.
But at the same time, it's still at the end of the season, where's the trust? Where's his trust in that they will call the correct call at the time, or where's the trust that the call that they played, he's going to run? Right. So it still creates animosity, because as long as it's winning, nobody cares and nobody going to listen. He's the greatest quarterback in the world, and Matt LaFleur is one of the brightest young coaches in the league. As long as they're winning.
As long as they're winning.
Those losses that are coming in pivotal games, like to get to the NFC title game, or perhaps quit falling one game short and actually get to the Super Bowl, there's going to be an issue. Why are we losing the tough games? He's able to call his own plays, and he's able to do all these terrific runs and throw the ball and pivotal moments, but it's never happening when it need to happen.
Right.
So, of course, now they're going to start talking, the powers that be. Hey man, y'all gotta do something better than this. We tired of just getting there.
Right, for sure.
Tired of sniffing.
For sure. I always say, getting there don't count. You got to win it.
There you go.
There's 32 teams in the league. Only one of them can win. Ain't no second place.
There you go. That's it. And if if you don't want to be that second place team, you got to figure some stuff out. I honestly think that one or two things happen. Number one, hey, that's Aaron Rodgers. He's gonna figure out, just leave him alone. We don't need to mess up his funk sway or whatever. And then, or the coach is finally gonna say, you know what, either run my play, I'm gonna put somebody else in, which is gonna get his ass fired.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but neither happened. He never played his way out of those pivotal plays, and LaFleur and McCarthy never coached him out of it. So,
you're on both ends.
That's it. I mean, that to me, it reminds me of some of the companies that knows how to get the money they want and never have to upgrade the weapons around it, or the machines and stuff like that. They don't upgrade the things that could make them better on the long run, as long as they hitting or their company in the black. And I think that's what they did with Rodgers and Favre over the years. Because Favre should have been benched a few times for some of the terrible interceptions he threw.
Great analogy though. Yeah, I agree. Facts. What's my man TJ Edwards, man? He leading in tackles over everybody, ain't he?
Yeah.
I think
make you puzzle why he dropped that game in the interception.
Hey,
the game was over, man.
Yeah.
And did you see if the tight end 82? I can't think of his name right now. If he would have been paying attention instead of the ball got tipped, he would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
Because when he realized it was still in his vicinity,
it was right there.
Yeah. So if he would have kept his head in the game, he would have got popped because I think Briscoe was bearing down on him real hard. He got lit up.
He got lit up. Yeah, he got lit up for real. He got lit up. Hey, I felt that for that brother.
Man, listen. And then look, did you see? They showed Bryce Young face on one of the throws that he put his player in a bad position. He got lit up.
I ain't seen Bryce's face. What did he look like?
He was kind of like up on his helmet, like, oh shit, that boy into a blessing.
Ooh-wee.
You heard what E40 saying, area. I never leave a play without my blessing on. That boy got blessed.
He got blessed. Hey, they was laying the wood on them boys for real though.
Yeah, and I love that as we talked about when we first started this session, their defense is coming along real nice. I'm loving it. I'm telling you. But after that, and mark my words, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But after that bye, I think both sides of the line gonna be humming if we can stay healthy.
Staying healthy is the key because we got our DBs back off the injured list.
Yes.
We get Nate Davis back on the offensive side.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Khalil Herbert back. Did he dress? I think he dressed right for the game.
Yeah. I think if it would have been a Sunday game, both him and Fields would have been playing. If it had been a Sunday game.
Yeah, for sure.
So now, instead of rushing them back or possibly getting them re-injured, we got a fresh 10 days. On the next game.
I'm hoping that's the plan.
Though, boy, we got to be full loaded.
Yeah, let's move on to that because
everybody but us.
Aiden Hutchinson in the defense of the Lions. I've been watching a lot of Lions games this season, and I have to say that defense is strong. That defense, they put pressure on you for real, and they got DBs this year. Last year they didn't have DBs. You could kill them downfield,
and the pressure is coming from more. It ain't just Aiden. It's that number 54 they linebacker. I can't think of his name right now, but it's coming from different areas. Both of the ends are effective. Aiden is, of course, the alpha dog in that group, but both ends are effective. And them linebackers are humming. They love to hit too, man. I give all the props to Campbell, man. That he coaching that bad culture out of him. He's a firm coach that'll put his foot in your ass, but he remind me of Philadelphia coach at the same time with how he get geeked up with them when they score, when they get a sack or an interception, turnover type thing. I love his mentality. Hey, we gonna do. To me, he's a perfect mix of Belichick and Nagy when he had the club dub. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get this club dub, but best believe what we do on the practice field, on the game field, you're gonna deserve to have that type of fun. And I love it. I love the way it's right. It's no too much on one side, no too much on the other side. He keeps it right down the middle. Work hard, play hard mentality. I love it.
Now, speaking of Dan Campbell, let's talk about his record. Like, can we do the same thing that the Lions did with Dan Campbell? Can the Bears and Mike Poles do the same thing with Eberflus as far as like being patient with him, let him build his team, let him build his culture? Because the Lions under Dan Campbell before the last stretch of last year, the last 6 games of last year, under Dan Campbell, they were terrible. Their record was terrible. Somebody in that organization, GM or president, it's like, nah, he's working on something. He's building something. Let it go. Because if you look at it, they've been 3-13, 3-13-1 in 2021. Before that, they was 5-11. So they let it. And last year they were 9-8. So they let it build. They let it bubble for a minute till it became something.
Yeah.
Do you think the Bears organization or their fans gonna have that patience, or they gonna put the pressure? Like, nah, we can't take another 3-win season or 4-win season We got to move on.
I think we can if we show enough to he has to show enough. The team, him and the staff have to show enough promise to gain that respect. And you know how I've been saying it. If we go in there and knock off Green Bay, that's automatically buys him another season. I'm that sure of that. I am. But now let's talk about Detroit and how they got where they are. You talked about the records, of the last 2 years before they started turning around. They won just as many games those 2 years that you were talking about, 3 wins and 5-win season as they did all last year. You know what I mean? So last year they packed up the defense and got them together. They gelled and they played outstanding. The last game that really meant something, they bust Green Bay ass. And what did that buy Dan Campbell? Another season. When you beat the big dog in your division, you're going to buy yourself some time because just like us, we see our neighbors every day. You see the Packers, Minnesota, and the Bears 6 times.
Right.
So you know them just like you know your neighbor. So that's them the ones you want to beat. That's the ones you can brag to. They're next door. I can open the door and I can see you and tell you how I kicked your ass last night. So when you beat the people, when you beat your neighbors, I-94 neighbors, man, it's gonna buy you that time. And that's what Detroit did. They came and they pretty much took over the division. They went out and beat some big dogs that nobody thought they could ever beat. And the ones that did beat them, they had to play to the end of the fourth quarter. Wasn't very many blowouts. And even this year, the teams, other than Baltimore, the other game they lost, Detroit, they got handled because they are coming of age. There's still going to be those blips on their record where they get handled like, they're not quite there. But it's happening so close to the beginning of the season, they have time to fix those mistakes. I think they're not only going to make the playoff, I think they're going to make some noise. Because remember, they just got Jameson Williams back.
That's true.
You know what I mean? He playing his way. And you got Olave. I'm saying Olave. I'm not thinking about New Orleans.
They got St. Brown, the brother.
Yeah, I'm on St. Brown. St. Brown and the other young guy, the tight end, Porter.
Yeah.
And then the other young receiver, he's coming in. They got rid of Marvin Jones. I think Marvin Jones did what he had to do, and I think it was time for him to go anyway. But the other, I think his number is it 4? 11 or 4, I think it is. And he's coming in. He's coming to his own as well. So.
And they drafted the rookie running back to go along with David Montgomery. Gibbs. So they got a running tandem back there in the backfield. They can run the ball, and they do run the ball. Even though Jared Goff, he can sling it. They do run the ball, so they're pretty balanced, man. And that's
I think with people forget because it's been so long ago, and you know what they say is, "What have you done for me lately?" Forget that Jared Goff played one of the best games we ever seen. That Monday night game between the Rams and Kansas City, when they put up 106 points, I think it was. Total points. What did it end? 54 to 55 or 52 to 55 or something like that. But anyway, that man can play. And he's been to a Super Bowl to boot. So, that he ain't too far from that. And he's showing why he should be considered a little bit more than average. He's not in the first tier. I'll say between the second and third tiers where Jared Goff lives right now. And if I had to judge it today, I'm putting him in the second tier because of decision making. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He's making the throws he needs to make. He's putting it where he needs to keep ball where it needs to go to keep his running back or receivers running after the catch. I think they're going to get in the playoff, and I think they're going to make some noise.
I think so too.
I don't think they're going to be the likes of Philly, Giants. I don't think they got that in them just yet. You know what I'm saying?
The Giants ain't gonna be there, bro. You might be confusing them with somebody. Philly for sure.
Philly and the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I said the Giants. No, Philly, Cowboys. I don't think Cowboys they'll give a run, but I still think the Cowboys got too much firepower on offense for them.
I think that'll be an excellent matchup, like a good game to watch. Like I think both teams are like evenly matched.
Dallas and the Cowboys. Dallas and Detroit.
Dallas and Lions. Yeah, for sure.
I think that right now, that would, if it was a flex game, I think it'd be a flex game if it was that far in the season. That's how good they're both far together. That'll break some nice records too. I think the how many people watch them across America make news the next day? Because the way they playing right now, Detroit up and coming, Dallas trying to get that stench of not getting past the hump. Yeah, that would be. I would love to see that playoff game.
Both teams traditionally play on Thanksgiving. But they don't really play each other, right? They need to have them play each other this season.
Right. I've never seen them. I ain't gonna say I never. I don't remember them playing each other too much on Thanksgiving. I know you can count on seeing Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Dallas.
Dallas plays, but they don't usually play Detroit. Yeah.
Right, but you can count on at least seeing them on that day. Used to be Green Bay too. Green Bay has kind of backed off over the years, but yeah, you're gonna see Detroit, you're gonna see Dallas, and you're gonna see Pittsburgh.
I think there's some type of league contract that the Cowboys and the Lions have where they have to play every year on Thanksgiving.
Well, simply, the America's team, you got to see them on Thanksgiving.
I don't know how Detroit got in that mix. I have to read the history on it, but I believe there is some type of contract that they have with the league, like they have to play on Thanksgiving.
That's exactly. I can understand Pittsburgh and I can understand Dallas, but Detroit and the woes they've had over the years.
Man, what you said, like how they get Thanksgiving every season? What the hell?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think they want to see a couple of blowout games. I don't know.
Right. That's the game you got to watch. You watch what you eating while you're watching it because you ain't got to pay attention to it. You talking to the fan.
the Thanksgiving dinner and they gave you the itis and you kind of dip off for a couple minutes. Yeah, that's the game.
Me up for the next game. No.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. I do. I would love to see that matchup. Now that you mentioned, I would love to see that matchup, man. That would be a knockout game. And if they do give it to us on Thanksgiving, that's just setting it up. That's setting the whole matchup.
Set it up.
That'd be a good, lead up to the drama, man.
I love the setup.
Yeah. That's good. Who is? Okay. So now that we're talking about it, then who is playing on Thanksgiving?
Let me see. Give me a second.
Okay, so that'll be Thursday. Thanksgiving will be Washington and Dallas.
Lions and the Packers.
Look, there you go. And then the late game is 49ers and Seahawks. Woo! There you go. There you go right there.
Nice. So the Lions play us Sunday, and then they got to turn around and play Thursday against the Packers, 2 division games in a row. Although the Packers not good, them division games always be, highly contested.
Exactly. And them coming off because they playing.
We helping out the Packers, really.
Yeah, because because that's going to be an emotional game. David Montgomery coming back, and we lead them. We top 10 or top 5 and stopping the run.
Yeah,
and they got 2 of the more. We already know David Montgomery. It's only Jahmyr Gibbs looks that good, or Gibbs looks that good because Montgomery went out.
Yeah.
So now, and that guy that was backing Gibbs up when what's his name? He was backing up Gibbs when Montgomery was out. He showed some promise too. I liked him.
Craig Reynolds, right?
Reynolds, yep. I like his running style, man. He good. He's good, or going to be good.
So, yeah, I didn't even think about that till you mentioned it. Our run defense against their 2 running backs, man, it's gonna be a game next Sunday.
Yeah, Craig Reynolds is his name. He's a punt returner by position.
Yeah,
but number 13.
That's gonna be
a good matchup, man. I can't wait to see it. And of course, the matchup is going to be placed on the running game. But everybody knows we struggle against the pass, and they got some fine pass catchers out there too. But
they do, man. They do, and that's gonna be key. We gonna need Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, and Tyreek Stevenson. We are gonna need those guys to put a blanket.
And we're gonna need Sweat and Ngakoue to put some make that boy move off his spot.
Yes.
That's the one thing that helps. He's not very trendy when it comes to running that ball. He'll run if he have to, but he's not sneaky with it. He's not fast, so that's going to help us out a little bit. We just got to get pressure and keep pressure. Turnovers couldn't hurt.
So we keep that pressure on him and make him move off his spot. Give our DBs that chance out there. You know what I'm saying? For him to make a mistake. Yeah.
I tell you, it's if we knock off the Lions, that's got to make us the best subpar 500 team out here, man.
Hey man, look, we could play spoiler to the Lions, to the who else we got on our schedule? To the Vikings, because they doing well right now.
Right.
We could play spoilers to them. We could play spoilers to the Browns. And that's really all we have that's gonna be like maybe playoff contenders. But yeah, because
Right.
Packers ain't contending, Cardinals ain't contending. Maybe the Falcons. Falcons might. They 4-5. But we could play spoilers to those teams, man, really. But because I don't know if we got a chance to get in at our record right now at 3-7.
And we have to win our division, I think.
We would have to win out.
Yeah.
We would have to win out.
Definitely have to win out.
Yeah, we would have to win out.
I think though, with the quarterback situation in Minnesota, it's anybody's now. I mean, we have to win out definitely. I don't think we're gonna catch Detroit. I don't think Detroit gonna fall off that much. I think that whole coaching thing is a thing of the past with Dan Campbell there. But we would definitely have to win out to have a chance on making the wild card.
Yeah, I think so too.
11 or would that make us 10-7?
That make us 10-7. We would have
definitely
to win.
Gonna be some 10-7s that make it. So yeah, we definitely have to win out. And looking at our,
yeah, I'm the Browns. I don't even want to see the Browns, to be honest with you, because I remember that game.
The 9-sack game.
Yeah, I remember that game, man. I really don't want to see them, man, because their defense is on fire right now.
Man, their defense has been on fire for a few years, man. But they are playing exceptional this year.
I don't want to see them.
We got Detroit, Minnesota, Detroit again after the bye week, Cleveland, Arizona, Atlanta, and Green Bay.
I want us to win the division games. I don't know if we can win both of the Lions, but let's get one of them. Let's get
I tell you this. There's no game on here that we cannot win. The only one that I say, man, it's gonna be tough as nails is the Cleveland game, because I seen we got to study what Baltimore did to the Lions. Sure enough.
Right.
And with Fields behind there, anything is possible.
Right. We got to remember the games that Fields had last season against the Lions. He ate just our defense, and our kicker missed an extra point, I believe, in that game.
Right. Well, the first game
we lost by one.
Came out of halftime and threw an interception, a pick six.
Okay.
I remember because I was in Chicago. I was in Chicago.
We only lost that game by 1 point, I believe.
Yeah. We was blowing them out. Going to halftime, we was blowing them out. And Fields came out of halftime, threw a pick six from his end zone, I believe. And that's what started the comeback for them.
He had a good game. He had a pick, but he had a really good game against them, man. He was running the ball all over them and everything. So
that's the one. I think he ran for that 70-yard TD on them.
Yeah, I believe we can work that magic again. Shit.
Yeah, I think because of the way we played him last year, that's gonna make him. That's gonna make Detroit kind of put a spy on Justin Fields, which should give Cole Kmet and whoever the slot a good game.
Yeah. Yep. They lose one extra cover guy because they're trying to spy him. Yep.
They got to put a lot of 11 personnel, double twins on both sides, and then have a tight end on the strong side. I think we'll wear their ass out.
Facts.
Wear their ass out. They feel way too open. One missed, or you get that man one alley, and that line, he can make most linebackers miss, and it's going to be an issue.
Yeah. Now, that Cardinals game going to be interesting because right now, I believe they have the first pick in the draft. We want Carolina to have that first pick.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I think it's going to be interesting. Do we let the Cardinals beat us? So the Carolina Panthers? Nah, I will never let nobody beat me just because of a pick.
Right.
I ain't never like that, but that should be interesting.
Well, I'm not so much worried about that number one. It would be nice because we can guarantee we get who we want. But I think whoever that first pick's still gonna need a quarterback, because even if it's Arizona, Kyler, I mean, he is starting the next game, and it's gonna weigh into their decision. But if Kyler don't do what he's supposed to, even if he have a mediocre season, they still gonna probably try to draft his predecessor.
Right. Now, you think the Panthers would do that too? I mean, not the Panthers. They're not even picking. We got their pick. So yeah, we we don't have to worry about the first pick because whatever pick we get second or the third pick, we still gonna probably get our guy. So
yeah, because I don't see even if the first pick don't want the quarterback, they're gonna trade back to give somebody who needs a quarterback that pick. I'm not too worried about the first pick.
That's true. Good point. Good point. Yeah. And we owe the Packers one. We owe them.
We gotta get that.
I don't know what we think in the beginning of the season, man, but we owe them. We owe them one.
Yeah.
They ain't that good. They beat us. They beat our ass.
They're not.
Beat our ass.
Yeah.
They're not that good.
I think that first game was first game, and I still believe that they're taking too much away from these preseason games.
And I believe that they play like a preseason team.
Yeah, gotta let them play more. To me, the first 3 games of the season ain't never preseason, if you ask me, because they're not getting no work. You don't know what you need to fix yet.
Facts. They definitely played like a preseason team. The Bears did, and they got stacked. Man.
Yeah. And they always do. They always, the last few years, we've always started out strong. We always score the first quarter. We score on our first drive, and then from there, we don't know how to play no more. After the second half, they straight murder us.
Facts. And NFL schedule make it.
I think what we got now, though, that running game, we can do what we want with them guys.
I don't think they're going to, the second time around, I think we got them because we see what the Packers really are. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got the preseason mode, the Bears, so we're a better team than them. Yeah.
I do. I honestly think so. And now, the only reason that they got that one less win is because they had their bye already.
Right. Yep.
I think, because we both got 3 wins. They just got one less win than us.
Yeah. And like we said, they caught us in preseason mode. Yeah. And if you look at our games and you look at their games, we're better than them, man. We just better than them.
Yeah. Our games are more exciting.
Yeah.
And the Packers are usually trailing, having to pull that comeback. That's what I think the games they don't won, and they had to come back in the second half.
Our quarterback is better than their quarterback.
Oh yeah. That's not even a question. Yeah. That's not a question. Hey, he getting killed in his own community, man. I think I bet you ain't got to tell him to stay off social media. I don't think he want to see that because them Green Bay tearing it, man.
Tearing him up.
You knew, man, but he knew that, man. I hate to point towards the obvious, but you knew that, boy.
Yeah, I hear what you said.
Blazing was gonna catch strays.
Yeah,
everybody knew that. You know what I mean? Everybody knew. If he didn't know it, if didn't anybody tell he ought to fire him if he on their staff. If they on their staff, he knew it. Come on, that's Green Bay, man. That's like taking over for Peyton Manning or Brady and Atlanta. Right. Hey, you're not gonna, you're gonna get
it. That's too much to deal with.
Yeah. You got to be. Look at Mac Jones right now.
Yeah. Mac Jones, good college quarterback, but
yeah, that a lot of people wanted. A lot of people had us. I did too. I was glad when we got Fields, but I thought for sure that the Bears were going to take Mac Jones.
A lot of people wanted us to get him for sure.
I was glad when we got Fields. I was so glad, but I did think that we was going to take Mac Jones. I wouldn't have been upset about Mac Jones,
right?
But I think
now that the dust has settled a little bit, we know.
Right. I wouldn't have been mad at it if we would have picked him at that point, but I still prefer Fields over him.
For sure. So yeah, man, we pretty much wrapped up the week to yesterday's game and next week's game. You want to add anything to the podcast before we check out?
No, I think we covered a lot, man. We covered a lot. Let's do some predictions.
Okay. Bears prediction?
Yeah, that's still Bears. Keep it Bears.
Okay.
So we got Detroit.
Okay.
I see a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be a game of turnovers because I think both defenses are going to be humming. We already know how we stack up against the run. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to try to calculate or press the gas on the pass plays downfield because of our struggles on third down. I think that we're going to have to run the ball like we always do, and Fields is going to have to deliver. He's going to have to deliver with his legs and his arm. I think we win 21-17.
21-17. Okay. I think the Bears do win the game. I think it's going to be more points on the board. I think it's going to be more like in the 30s for both teams. I think the Lions are going to pick on Tariq Stevenson.
Okay.
They whipping boy, as you say. But I think they're gonna pick on him because ain't nobody going over fucking with Jalen Johnson too much, man.
No, especially after pick 6, they don't wanna.
No,
they don't have to anyway.
no, if they don't have to. But I think they're gonna pick on Tariq Stevenson. He's a penalty waiting to happen. I hate to say it.
Okay.
He's gonna put them in a crucial position to score. But I think we'll win 33-30.
Okay.
I see a high scoring game. I see Fields coming back and playing a masterful game. You know, I think he's gonna use his arm and his legs. I think he's gonna shut up some critics. You know, we got a lot of critics right now in Chicago Bears land on Justin Fields.
Right.
I think he's gonna shut some of them up. It's gonna be, you can't shut them all up, but he's gonna shut up some of them.
Right.
And I think the defense gonna not shut down, but they're gonna make the run game of the Lions neutralize. They're gonna neutralize the run game. I think the Lions realize they playing a different caliber of run defense when they play the Bears. They might get one or two, nice plays, but for the most part, they run game ain't gonna be hitting on too much when they play the Bears. And they're gonna have to rely on Jared Goff a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Laporta might be in play for them. But we got to shut down St. Brown, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a big receiver.
Yeah.
He's not big, but he's a big playmaker. And I think we just got.
I think we're gonna have to do high-low on him. High-low.
High-low.
Somebody no clean releases.
Right.
And pass him off to the next guy. I think if I'm the Bears, I'm gonna do. If I'm both offensive coordinators, I'm doing the opposite of what's expected. We have a strong run. We run for over 130 yards a game. I come out firing. I think my first play is gonna be an all go. Let's see what they got. Who the weakest link on those corners and safeties. And if I'm Detroit, they think that we're gonna throw it all over the place. Let's see if we can break this number 5 defensively when it comes to the run. That's what I would open up the game doing, just to throw it off. Because if you think about it, if you catch the Bears trying to neutralize that pass game and you come out run heavy, you're going to throw off their whole game plan and vice versa. If I come out looking for DJ Moore and Mooney and all those guys down the field, we're going to flip the script on Detroit's defensive plans as well, especially if any one of us are successful on that first drive in doing that. It's going to flip both defenses on their ears.
Facts. And the Bears could flip them if they can get the run game and the pass game going equally in the first drive.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a win for the Bears because now we can play action their ass to death, and you don't want to play with that when we got Justin Fields back there. You know what I'm saying?
And it's the easier. You think about it, it's the easier of the two to do. You think about it, a run team is going to be able to run the ball, but if we get started and we get them on their heels because we're throwing the ball, the run hole is just going to be that bigger as opposed to trying to establish a run on a team that's pass happy or more pass dominant. Trying to come back and add the run in, it's going to be a lot harder against a team that's designed to stop the run. So obviously, we have, to me, the better hand when it comes to being able to win. We have the better hand. And if we get that passing game going, I think it's over. I think if we get our passing game to the point where they have to actually sit back there and take us serious, I think it's a blowout.
Yeah, it's gonna be trouble.
That's I'll be on 100%. I think it's a blowout if we do that.
Facts. Right. You're absolutely right. If we can connect on the passing game, it's over with because they got to deal with our running game and our quarterback.
Yeah. And then guess what? When you don't, like Lamar, everybody know Lamar can outrun just about anybody on the field. And yet when you don't see him for as long as you see him, he gets you. Yeah. It's the same thing that Fields got going for him. Yeah, we know he can run, and we know he did 70, but we ain't seen him playing 4 weeks. We don't know what to expect. He can really hurt them with his legs just because they haven't seen it in a while.
Facts. They get comfortable, get relaxed back there, be like, are they going to be run heavy? Are they going to just do the quick outs and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
He can really just hurt them. Yeah. Facts.
That's what it is. So, well, we good. I think we both saying they're going to win. Hey, Hey, I think they gonna win, bro. I just
they got to put it down for us, make us look good,
make us look like we know what we're talking about.
Right. We got the game plan. I'm about to go send it to Getsy and Flus right now.
Right. Let me get a steak dinner, man. You know it.
Right. Shit. All right, my brother. I appreciate you coming through, man. Thanks a lot.
Always a pleasure. Bear down.
Sir. And I'll catch you next go round.
All right. Sound good to me.
All right, good, bro.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
You as well.